Yeah. It's your boy Fred the Jet. You know what time it is. I kind of talk Magic basketball. We're on a little 3-game skid right now. Quite frankly, this 3-game skid is based off of not enough continuity between the players. You know what I mean? Not being able to keep up the tempo and the same type of play that we had been doing on a winning streak. I think that it starts defensively because defensively, the harder we play, the more offensive shots we get, or easy opportunities we get. So yeah, we need to tighten up on the defense. Definitely, we need to hit more shots. But the more easier shots we get will make us get more confidence in shooting. So yeah, I feel like the defense is the biggest need. Shout out to Moritz Wagner. Shout out, bro. Shout out, man. We're having a great season so far. You then took the backup center spot from Obama. You know what I mean? Giving you more minutes than him. Still starting you over Wendell Carter. You know what I mean? While he's working on his restricted minutes. And right in the middle of a game where we're down, you do one of the goofballest plays ever. I know there's a lot of Magic fans out there saying it wasn't really that bad, but it showed like a lack of, you know what I mean, poise in our team that frustration files. You see what I'm saying? That frustration file, we gotta keep that out of our. It shouldn't be in our repertoire. It shouldn't be something that we're using. You know what I mean? We don't need to be filing out of frustration. That's signs of a losing team. So yeah, we like what you've been doing, Moritz Wagner. I like what you've been doing. Your scrappiness and everything, but you can be scrappy without being overly chippy. You don't have to be overly chippy. You don't have to do plays that will make you be considered a dirty player. You know what I mean? To make people react that way when we're already down. And then suspensions getting handed out. You know what I mean? Suspensions getting handed out. And while we're on a losing streak, so then in the part of one of the best part of our schedule to get wins, now we're missing players in these 2 games. You know what I mean? We're missing players in these 2 games that we really need. You know what I mean? We're missing a chance to gain that continuity we were just talking about. So now we're going to come back with more, you know what I mean, indecisiveness about people's positions. But great news did come through. Jonathan Isaac is on his way back. I don't know when, but I know he's coming. They're also ranting and raving about his play at practice. So remember how you was hearing about Boy at practice? You know what I mean? Now imagine you hearing about Isaac at practice, and you know it's going to be that defense that Isaac brings is what this team is missing. That power forward spot that Boy is holding down for us, and is you know what I mean, and it's pushing Paulo to the small forward and Franz to the 2. You know what I mean? And I know Boy's been in a little struggle lately. You know what I mean? But it's okay. We need him to keep that seat warm for Isaac, because that's what we want Isaac at, that bring more of that defensive mindset, allowing also Boy to come off the bench to help with that bench unit that we have with Cole Anthony or Bull. You know what I mean? Even the Suggs. I know I'm talking earlier about Isaac. I know I'm putting him in the starting 5 early. I know. Even if it's 15 to 20 minutes, I know y'all don't like that. I know people don't like that, but this is the way we're going to have to play eventually. I'm just looking at how everybody else will fit on this team. If you have a Bull coming off the bench, you still got a Moritz Wagner coming off the bench, you still got a Bamba coming off the bench. It's a way that they can all play together. You know what I mean? A Morris, with a Cole Anthony and the Suggs. It's a way. But the only other thing that I can see for us not having that big lineup, the only way we can get smaller is if Suggs, Gary Harrison, when he coming back, this next game he'll be back. But Suggs, really, with the high potential, if Suggs comes in and can play at a high level, he's the only one I can see that make us go from Fultz, Wagner to Fultz, Suggs, Wagner, Paolo, Wendell. You know what I mean? He's the only person I can see that's got that potential that's on our team that can make us not put Franz at the 2. But I also see a way that Jonathan Isaac can be at that 4 next to Wendell with Paolo at the 3, Franz at the 2, Fultz at the 1, and it can be a great, it could be great for us. Because then you can have Fultz create, you get a defensive minded bigger position in for us that where you count on Franz more for defense, Paolo more for defense, with Isaac's defense plus Wendell's defense next to Fultz defense. That will give us like the best balance I believe that we can ever have. I also do like Suggs being able to come in and be a starting 2 guard on this team because of his defense, but I still think the lineup with the boy doesn't give us enough defense yet, but it's supposed to hold us down until Isaac get back and everybody used to playing in this big lineup at a downward position. Like far as what I mean is Paolo Barricaro playing small forward instead of the power forward. Franz playing the 2 guard instead of the 3. You know what I mean? So everybody moving downward. You know what I mean? Down a position down. You know what I mean? And Fultz being a big point guard is perfect for us. So yeah, I know I'm early with Isaac, but yeah, he's a super playmaker on our team, and what I mean a difference maker, especially on the defensive end. Plus his jump shot was never like not good, so he can shoot. He can shoot better than most people think. Also, we've heard the reports of his better shooting and everything. And then we hear about his court awareness. This is the thing where everybody was complaining about with Bobo on the defensive side, saying he's just not able and understands how to be where he needs to be at the right exact time. Yeah. So this is something he can learn from Isaac, but yeah, we can play Isaac at that power forward and have Bobo backing up power forward / small forward position with a Moritz Wagner playing a power forward / center position and a Bomber playing the center position. You see what I'm saying? It's a way to make this work, y'all. It's a way to make this work. And I also want to talk a little bit about the trade season coming up, We're going to come up the big trade season. And, the Magic, we're looking to move off from, I seen a report, moving off from R.J. Hampton. We're looking to move on from Terrence Ross, you know what I mean? I'm looking for a first-round pick for Mo Bamba. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's ways to make this trade scenarios or trade this end of the trade year. You know what I mean? It's a way for us to get better, and I'm looking for us to get better. Maybe adding some picks, like you're saying, a first from Obama. If we feel secure with Morris Wagner as the backup center / power forward, if we consider him that over Mo Bamba, then yes. But also, I would like to watch Mo Bamba come back this next game, and I expect Mo Bamba to come out on fire. I can really see a growth from Mo Bamba still. You know what I mean? And if that happens to be on another team and we end up getting the picks we need from it, then that's fine. You know what I mean? But we got to do what we got to do. And we got to make sure that Moritz Wagner really appreciates the chance, that starting job he was filling in, that he really appreciates that and not do ticky-tack fouls unnecessarily. You got to respect the team and what we're building. can't afford to have all these players out like this and people leaving the bench because you did something, you know what I mean, that you shouldn't have. And yeah, they could have not left the bench, but you got people like R.J. Hampton, Kevon Harris, Admiral Schofield leaving the bench trying to make sure they get playing time, and going to be out missing games. You see what I'm saying? So we got our two-way players. I'm looking for us to, in this trade, around this trade scenario, this trade time period that we go through in the NBA, I would look for us to definitely move off of those players like Terrence Ross, whether we get a second round or something for him. Move off of if we feel secure with Moritz Wagner from Mo Bamba or something, or if we feel, it all depends how we feel. That we don't feel that, we still got him on a team-friendly deal the following year that we can bring him back on if we don't feel yet secure with the healthiness of our bigs, since we know that Wendell Carter has missed time. We know that we're waiting on Isaac to come back. You know what I mean? Morris Wagner missed a lot of time at the beginning of the season. So, you know what I mean? So we don't have to rush to move off on Mo Bamba. We still can keep him around and allow him to still grow with the team. It's a way that we can play those three bigs off the bench. A Bol at small forward, a Wagner at power forward, a Bamba at center, and all of those bigs can shoot. And all of them have three different games. They don't play the same way. You get the roughness and scrappiness from Mo Wagner, plus the scoring ability of a score mentality of a Bol with Bamba stretching the floor and being a big spacer. Bol and Bamba both being shot blockers, even though they may not be the greatest defender. And Morris Wagner being, like I say, scrappy and in your face type of defender. So, you know what I mean? With him being that a pest, it's a way that those three skill sets can blend to help us become greater. You know what I mean? So I'm not so much for looking for us to trade Mo Bamba, maybe a Terrence Ross since he's a free agent next year. Maybe a Gary Harris if somebody shows a lot of interest in Gary Harris. You know what I mean? And moving on from these type of players will allow us to play others. And I mean, we might move off from R.J. Hampton, maybe, but maybe we keep R.J. Hampton. Maybe we like him if we move people to play him. You know what I mean? But with us getting rid of his contract for next year, that would have been a team-friendly contract. I'm guessing we ready to move on for him. So maybe we package a Terrence Ross and a R.J. Hampton, and hopefully we can get a second or a couple of second-round picks for it or something like that. Just so that we can store some assets for later and allow our teams to play more, get more minutes to our players now, since we have so many players to try to play at one time. We want to get better, make more minutes for the core of our team, and move off and put players in, in a better place for them to go. Like, you want to try to send Terrence Ross to somewhere where he can compete for a championship. Maybe we can send him to the Lakers. You know what I mean? Maybe they only want a second-round pick. Maybe the Lakers want Mo Bamba. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they want Mo Bamba. Maybe they want Gary Harris too. So it's a way that we can make a trade with Gary Harris or Terrence Ross, you know what I mean? A Mo Bamba, R.J. Hampton package that we can send to the Lakers. We might get an unprotected first. Maybe we couldn't get it by itself, but maybe we get them to give us unprotected first and maybe a second-round pick to give them some people on team-friendly deals like Mo Bamba. Young, but still a nice floor spreader for the team. You know what I mean? Still with the blocking the weak side blocking ability. You know what I mean? and with next to it, Anthony Davis, who, you know what I mean, likes to play the 4, who also needs the spacing that Mo Bamba can create for him. You know what I mean? So it's a way that they can play together. And maybe we don't have the strongest pieces. The Lakers might be wanting to get a star player. Maybe they go get a star player, and maybe they come to us and get a package from us that adds them players to help fill out their roster. You know what I mean? That's quality players, since we have so many quality players. And we can afford to make room for people. Maybe we get back a Patrick Beverly in the deal, and a Kendrick Nunn. Let's say, Patrick Beverly, Kendrick Nunn, maybe a Daquan. Not Daquan. I don't think it's Quan Jones. I think it's named Quan Jones. Maybe we get a package back like that, get an extra athletic center back. If we send Mo Bamba off, we get them to give us an unprotected first round. Say they give us a first round with Mo Bamba, but say he ain't enough to make us give him unprotected first, because they saying, hey, we got to develop him still. We still got to see what we got in him. Okay. So, we put, we're at Gary Harrison now. Make it unprotected. Okay, cool. We got Terrence Ross with add on there, and a R.J. Hampton. Can you give us a second round? Cool. So give us a first and a second, unprotected first and a second. You know what I mean? Here you go. There's a 4 quality players we're offering you. You know what I mean? We'll take back 3. Give us, you know what I mean? Like I said, Patrick Beverly, a Kendrick Nunn. You know what I mean? Get back a Quan Jones. You know what I mean? We add Quan Jones, let him have to earn his way up on the depth chart as a bid, but we got the extra bid just in case we get an injury. You know what I mean? We got we've also created room for Caleb Houston to get more time. You know what I mean? We created room for Suggs to have the if he don't have the starting job at the 2, and we go with Franz in the way with Isaac and everybody. Then we got plenty of time for Suggs and Cole Anthony to become a great pair off the bench. You know what I mean? They could become a great pair off the bench with Caleb Houston next to them. We still got an Okiki if we need to by the time he come back from injury. You see what I'm saying? We still have an Okiki. We also we can use a Patrick Beverly. We'll say we can maybe buy Patrick Beverly out, let him go to the Timberwolves, since he said he really want to go to the Timberwolves. Or we can use him for this year as learning from his tenacity and different stuff. You know what I mean? That he could add to maybe give Jalen Suggs a little bit more of an edge. Or maybe that scrappiness he got rubs off on a Cole Anthony. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that we could just keep him for the rest of the year. Or we could buy him out and send him somewhere. Or put him in another trade and get something else back for it to Minnesota. You know what I mean? But then if so we do that, then you just take Kendrick Nunn and you keep him as a 3rd point guard for the end of the year and rehab him back. And we really need to allow our main core players to play and figure out who we don't want to keep and who we do. I wouldn't be wanting to trade off Mo Bamba this year. I would more likely want to keep him maybe until the next year to see, just in case, because of how injury bug been hitting us in our big situation and in our guard situation. So I would want to be safe. But if you can get people to give you a good deal, like you get the Lakers to give you one of those unprotected firsts and give you a second, and you still allow them to keep a first or whatever to go do the things they need to do. And you have to give up a 3 or 4 players in that deal to give up, you know what I mean? Then that's what we got to do, because we got players that we need to play that's already on the team that we need to get those minutes to. Anyway, this your boy Fred the Jig, man. I like how folks been playing. He keeps progressing towards like filling up the steals, the assists, the rebounds, and points. Filling up the stat sheets that way, always getting close to that quadruple double. You know what I mean? So that's a unique skill set that folks has to be able to do that. I know a lot of people might want him to score 20 points a game, and you know what I mean. But he's helping put people in position, and that's why I really like him for this team. Him and Isaac, I think, are enough to be the vets that we need for this team. It's your boy Fred the Jig. I'm out. I'll talk with y'all later. Yeah.